the Postal Service to maintain a retail post office present in the city of Signal Hill. Additionally, the city requests that the Signal Hill 90755 zip code remain in place and not be combined with areas outside of the city of Signal Hill. The city has worked for over 17 years to obtain its own zip code. Our 2.2 square mile city was once divided into 3 Long Beach zip codes, 90804, 90806, 90807. The lack of one inclusive zip code created bulk mailing problems, added expense to the city and local business. Lastly, the city is concerned about the negative impact that proposed law of 686 jobs will have on the local economy that is currently experiencing 13% unemployment. The city of Signal Hill appreciates your consideration, our comments, and I offer assistance in the effort to maintain a post office in the city. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call Charlie Honeycutt, our Deputy City Manager, who is in the audience today, at 562-989-7375, signed by me as the mayor. Now I'll just summarize, if I may, a series of emails that we received. These are the questions that were raised. Is plan to keep this mail processing operation, is the entire building going to be vacant? If so, where will the letter carriers of the service 90755 be domiciled? If the letter carriers who service 90755 Signal Hill are going to be left in Redondo Avenue building, will appropriate support employees be left behind? Clerks, mail handlers. Will the drop boxes at the Redondo facility be removed? If so, will they be replaced at another location? Will the window and post office section be closed? If so, will the post box be relocated? Will they be relocated if they currently have a zip code 90899? Will it be maintained? What will happen to other services off the dock, such as bulk mail and acceptance? Thank you for your patience. Okay, just a quick comment to some of those questions that were raised via email. If at this time, of course, no decisions have been made, but if there is a decision to close that facility, at that time, a new public process would begin for the retail litigation, and we would again notify the community and have a second meeting to determine where we would relocate all of those PO boxes and the retail. There would be no impact to the zip code. City of Signal Hill would maintain their unique zip code, so that would not be impacted. Then our next speaker is from the city of Long Beach, Moonju Juan, and after Moonju is Martina Etchett. All right. Hi, my name is Moonju Juan. I'm with the city of Long Beach. And I have a letter Mazzano, on behalf of the city of Long Beach, I write further support maintaining the United States Postal Service at 2300 Redondo Avenue to the operational without any reduction in service coverage. So Redondo Avenue is serves Long Beach as a process of the retail facility. The city recently received notice that the Postal Service location at 2300 Redondo is subject of a United States Postal Service study. They may result in the closure of this process facility. This process facility employs over 600 individuals, which is critical to the local economy. A closure of this process facility will result in hundreds of jobs lost. Diversion of the homeowner will seek the Postal Service location in Long Beach, out of Long Beach, regardless of the final destination. The city of Long Beach is home to over 460,000 residents. Covers 52 square miles of residential land, over which corporate businesses, hospitals, the Port of Long Beach, the Long Beach Airport, to build infrastructure that relies on the United States Postal Service to continuously serve reliable and timely mail delivery. Without a doubt, many pieces of mail received at the United States Postal Service locations
located in Long Beach, away from Long Beach, when you could return to Long Beach. It is essential that the city of Long Beach, California, is the 30th largest city, and 36th largest city in the United States of America, became a very processing and research facility to serve Chinese needs. While Long Beach recognizes that these summer handles have been on the decline in recent years, the same things must be made to reflect current market, specifically the United States Postal Service financial results. We'd like to urge Postal Masters to Postal Service to consider all other alternatives available prior to considering layoffs and closures as an option for the adjustment to the current market. The city is extremely concerned about the local jobs impact of the postal closures. The United States Department of Labor reports the unemployment rate in Long Beach, California, is on average 13.6% for 2011. For jobs, especially meaningful jobs, such as those at the USPS, essential to Long Beach residents. Due to these reasons, the Long Beach City Council adopted a resolution in 2009 to maintaining this operation. At this time, the city would like to reiterate our support for the 641 jobs that are approximately at 2300 Design Avenue, Long Beach, California, as well as research services provided to the public. And this is located in the city manager.
Thank you. Next is Martina Echepare, and after Martina is James Ron.
Good evening. My name is Martina Echepare. I'm the city resident of Long Beach. I live in the Mountain facility in Fessner, Woodlock, Kohler, and South Fessner. And I'm also a retired Fulton employee. 8 years retired. Now I'd like to have time to move. And I have to know the focus of my dedicated service. I oppose the closure of the Long Beach facility. It's a vital part of the local area, not only for the financial impact on the employment, but also for the service base. I would propose that the closure of the facility, the agency actually reduce a lot of the waste that goes on. And I'll reiterate a couple of those issues, but before I do, there was another closure of the Greenville Regional Processing Plant that was closed approximately 6 years ago. To Los Angeles processing. A lot of customer service issues resulted from that, and I'm not sure if those issues are still yet resolved today. And now with the inclusion of the Long Beach facility mail that's going to be going there, I will guarantee, even with the reduction in service standards, there's going to be major issues in addition to the loss of the retail outlets that we have and the field box access to the current grocery. Major facility, major impact to the operation. Some of the waste reduction that I would propose, and leave this fund with millions of dollars, and this is returned by the Postal Service own IG department, Office of the Inspector General. $17.8 million of unnecessary costs paid to FedEx to fly U.S. mail that should have gone by ground transportation, catalogs. Millions also paid from rent. This is the current issue that was just publicized in the December issue of the Massachusetts local paper. Postal Service has a 20-year lease on a large facility that paid millions of dollars in rent, and it's never occupied the facility. One impact of that facility is it's an eyesore. One of the residents indicated on the article that it looks like East Berlin or Eastern Europe because the facility is laid away. And with this real estate market, I can't imagine the building being sold anytime soon. It will be now a problem for the city, and it will be a real problem for local residents. Everything in 2 months, I have a real interest in the property values of the property owner and the agency that owns. There's been a crisis of leadership. The Postmaster General has been called to be fired for the lack of initiative on his part. Reducing service standards will not do anything more for Chino Mel but make it more obsolete. And that's just going to be a definite answer. The reason why we have a lot of excess capacity is that we've been overly generous on the 3-store discounts we offer mailers to the point where now private industry can go in and with their own post office machines that they purchased from the post office, go into the business of processing mail with employees at minimum wage, and you don't have any privacy regulations in the private sector as a person. That's become U.S. mail enters the U.S. mail service. So your data statements and other financial institutions that are pre-serving your mail to these third-party vendors do not have the protection of U.S. mail. They just had a case where one of these pre-consolidators were not paying the postage to millions of dollars. Another waste opportunity for avoiding closure of postal facilities. They just would get posted and get out of the free services and people are not paying postage. That recently in the paper in the last 6 months. And I do have articles in the media representatives there providing this information. Also, the candidate that retired last year, Mr. Potter, received not one but 2 retirements. His salary provided 100% of what the U.S. Vice President paid, almost $250,000. He's getting 100% annuity at the age of 55. And he's collecting full salary in retirement and perpetuity until he dies. Also, the VP of HR, Mr. Leanne, Mr. Other Executive, are also receiving 25% retention bonus year after year, part of their contract, which is in excess. Now, Mr. Leanne put out a letter basically freezing the salaries of the postal supervisors and limiting their promotion increases to 5%, while he's collecting 25%. There's been other headquarter abuses or marketing VP that was fired, was brought into the private sector, and he was pursuing, while working only part-time in full service, he was actually residing out of state, was pursuing private businesses. And he not only was spending his time, he was hiring former associates into the postal on a contract basis to pursue his personal business, as well as postal staff in non-postal stations regarding this process. And that was a big fail. And again, that indicates we're going to have plenty of public documentation regarding this. So in essence, instead of closing off the facility and cheapening our service that we really depend on, you don't see what service standard is going to be. It's not going to be overnight. You didn't think it would be the second day. And they haven't said that it may even not only be a week to get a letter across town. And those are the other things we need to look at. How long are you going to wait to get your bill and credit card? And then you email your state bank, when will they get it? And you know what those penalties are for those things. So there's a big potential play, not only for the postal employees, but for customers that rely on that mail out there. And you can see there's a lot of ways, millions of dollars to leave you with that. Thank you very much.
Next speaker is James Ryan, and after James is Cheryl. One, I'm writing a book that hopefully will provide you with the post office business and go through this one address. Okay, number one, I'm writing a book that will hopefully provide the post office with the business going through the 2300 address. Number two is baseball. Number two, as a Dodgers fan, I want to say Barry Bonds is not guilty of that. Okay. Now, this is the greatest suggestion I know. Keep the building functional and maintain that first-class standard of 12 to 6 a.m. Physically shorten the machines. Keep half the building light, half the building dark. And then you can split that like daylight savings time over the year. Number three, careful not to overwork the processors, welching on service. Accomplishment. Cheryl Schultz is up next. After Cheryl is DJ Roland.
Jobs will be affected. In this economy, we are to work at keeping jobs, not only for the loading, processing, and distribution center, but for the community as well. We do not have a cafeteria, so many of us don't bring our lunch the numbers. In the annual mail processing employee savings, we got a little over 60 million. Okay? That's if all the employees don't work anymore. Just because we get absorbed into LA, the Postal Service is not going to lose the money. They're still in debt, $16 million. Specific areas is still going to keep those numbers. So the debt is not going anywhere. They're still in the facility. Hannah would be saving because now LA is out of the district. But overall, again, Pacific area would still be in debt. Layoffs. Right now, we have a no layoff clause in our contract, so we're looking at people to be pushed out or be fired. Very hard to fire somebody. So I want to just make sure everybody understands that every postal employee or regular career employee is protected. Let's see, one more thing here. Another question I wanted to know is why was the members meeting held separate? That should not have been held separate. That should have all been included for all of us here with the LB information. Also, Long Beach, Pacific area, Santa Ana, we all are a profitable facility. However, Long Beach is carrying Santa Ana. Carried by Pacific is from our school. Also, our last comment I would like to say is, even if you guys are in this meeting tonight, please make sure you send in your comments. Don't leave that to just this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And just in response to your question about the mailers meeting, we received during the last round of ANP meetings, we received feedback from our members that they would like to have a separate meeting and they would like it during business hours rather than in the evening when we hold these to make it available to the community. So that is the reason they are notified of both meetings and they have a choice of which one is best for them to attend. The next speaker is Mark Friedel. I'm sorry, DJ, I skipped you. You'll be right up in the mark.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Trejo. I'm a 25-year teacher with the Long Beach Unified School District, and I've always taught my students to participate in the President's and Democratic Society. There was a partnership to protect and advance the U.S. Society in the Press Telegram, and I am an individual citizen to write letters, and the federal government and post office is commended. And I tell my students that Long Beach was an ideal of how these different entities work together. They responded to a crisis that happened on the East Coast, and Jack Potter came out to see our post office. And I'm so glad serendipity and everything. My friend Dominic Sartino showed up, and he'll vouch for me that Jack Potter came out to visit the Long Beach plant to see a $1 million national security advancement of the post office. And I'm here just to express that, as a history major, I would like to see the Long Beach postal plant designated as a national landmark. And that is why I would like to see it preserved. And I just wanted to say, in closing, I have suffered retaliation, intimidation for my participation in this historic event. And we're in a public forum that I can't choose. And I'm asking the postal officials to investigate and take proper action against the offenders without denying my basic civil rights. I submitted an application to join the Mail Handlers Union, and it was stonewalled and denied. And I have a lot of popularity and standing within the post office from a lot of the old-timer people that I work with. And I'm asking for an investigation of this incident. I have a copy of my application that I submitted to the mail handler, and it was disabled, and I was not allowed to run for elected office. I do not wish to see those things happen in a democratic society. And Robert Kennedy once said that some people see the world as it is, and they ask why. And I agree with him
DJ rolled in. And
I want to use my time to our union president, Jesse Spargus.
Jesse? Excuse me, Jesse, before you start, if anyone else would like to speak, you can just come up and add your name. Dora right there has a sign-in sheet, so you can add your name anytime that you decide to give something that you would like to say. Thank you, Jesse.
Tonight, my comments are directly for small business owners. We at Long Beach, we pride ourselves on providing excellent service. Along with the Area District, as a team, we work very hard to make the Area District proud. Our disappointment with that, we're being passed off to the LA District. LA District needs this area for study in all categories, just about all categories. They cannot make the current standard, the first class or express mail, and the taxes off of them is unacceptable. Number two, I hope small business owners understand what small business owners who do mailing understand the impact of this 2-day, 3-day delivery. The Fortune 500 will have drop shipments directly to the post office. You will have to take your mail down to LA, have it delayed 2 to 3 days. So they get their advertisement a minimum of 24 hours in advance. You already have difficulties competing with the Fortune 500. Now you're obsolete. If you're trying to grow your business and deliver your mailings to another city, your relative, and you're trying to expand your business to another city, well, guess what? The service has to determine who mails, what city is going to be delayed and what city will not be delayed. The way they work is the DBCS would handle 2 or 3 cities. One DBCS would handle 2 or 3 cities. Every day, the managers will make a decision which city is delayed. What we mean by delay? A cutoff time in order to get to Long Beach will have to be dispatched at 8 p.m. the night before. That means any mail, we're still collecting mail, we're still processing mail. Your mail that you brought go to your neighbor next door. Your neighbors next door will not get there for 2 or 3 additional days. They have to determine, okay, the closest city, LA, which is without for themselves, they will continue to have next day delivery because they'll run their first pass and they'll run their final pass one right after another. Starting at the way we currently run it from midnight to 4 and then do the last pass from 4 to 6. And they'll make their daily delivery. When you guys are out, they're going to be the ones who are going to suffer. They're going to have to, if the post service have a equal rotation in who mail is going to be delayed, how is that process? That's what I would be asking about the small business. Because you're giving the mailer in the next city an advantage over you because everyone knows customers don't normally respond within 24 hours of nothing. I mean, if they get their mailing to the customer first, if the customer is going to act on that mailing first. By the time your mailing comes through, even if it's for the same product or for the same services, it's too late. And that's what you guys need to be concerned about. It has to be equal. Even if they want to go to 3-day delivery, even if they want to delay mail, who mails is delayed? Is there a rotation? What's going on? Or do the closest cities get the best service?
Next speaker is Gerrie Schipske from the American Postal Organization. Something president of California or local, which is serviced by the 8 of our post office is serviced by the communities regions and the help us. The reprieve that happened the other day, which was to have a moratorium until May of 2012 closure. Post office is planned across the United States recreate. And it's only a 2-month delay because they were planning to start closing facilities in March. This only delayed until May. However, this came from pressure by 20 United States senators, and also a letter from United States congressmen in our area that protested the delay of mail that's being proposed by the Postal Service. In fact, the town hall meetings are continuing. December 29th in Pasadena, of course, there's no growth over at the parade happening on the first. They will not. Congressional request to delay that. They're still going to have it on the 29th. They're going forward. Planning on doing this, we have to be prepared. The Postal Service announced yesterday plans to proceed in full of delaying mail, eliminating overnight delivery of first class mail and periodicals. This is similar to Amtrak. It takes 2 days to get to Chicago, and they're sitting around thinking, how do we save money? How do we grow this business? Let's just have a 4-day delivery to Chicago instead of 2 days. I mean, a 2-day, 4-day transport to Chicago. It's all dependent on this, the value of first-class stamp, elimination of overnight delivery in local areas and throughout the country, gift to the mailers, the private industry, the privatization of the Postal Service, the experiences, Martini. I'm so glad that we have a former manager speaking here tonight. That former manager, high-level manager in the Long Beach District, spoke here tonight. And he also recalls in 2005 the closure of the Marina PNDC. It was a disaster. For real estate interests, to hope to build all those condos in Culver City near the marina, and the real estate empire collapsed. The real estate prices continued to plummet. I think it's just recently so. If you remember, Congressman Waxman was in the halls of Congress, was in the newspapers every night that citizens in Pacific Palisades and Palos Verdes and Torrance were getting their mail at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Only with the Great Recession moving after 2008 was the reprieve, and we even in the last month or two are hearing newspaper accounts, internet accounts of Redondo Beach getting mail, their carriers delivering at 10 and 11 o'clock at night on KFW Toledo, KFW this morning. How this problem is going to persist and what is going to happen. They close Long Beach PNDC, Kennedy Industry PNDC, Pasadena PNDC, Bakersfield PNDC, Midway, San Bernardino PNDC. What is going to happen to the Postal Service and our customers, our businesses, our nonprofit organizations that depend, and the citizens themselves? What's going to happen to the employment picture of 13% unemployment in there? Postal Service crisis financially is exaggerated. Many people believe it's manufacturing, including myself. The Senate has proposed to return $5.5 billion of overpaying of 75 years of prepayments to retiree health care benefits per year. There's been the studies have shown $50 overpayment to the civil service retirement system. That's 50 to 70 billion. And that's still under consideration. Without these things, we have to consider, is the United States Postal Service the only business that suffered in the Great Recession? Did GE suffer? Did Exxon, did Ford Company, did every business in the United States? It wasn't just the post office, and it wasn't because of the Internet. The Internet is bringing us extra business. The post office has always acclimated itself, whether it be the telephone, whether it be the telegraph, to new business opportunities. And it has. As you can see by the chart, standard mail, it may be less profitable, but it stayed during this Great Recession. Postal Service had $60 billion or more in revenue last year. What other government agency? Federal government agency had a profit or had a revenue. The Department of Education and Agriculture, Postal Service did not depend on a cent of taxpayers' money, regardless of what the public is told by ICE. The truth is really all we have. We have to keep this high-tech, non-defense privatization of the Postal Service, the wealthy and powerful interests in this country are going to destroy us. We have to band together to save the Postal Service, which is mentioned in the United States Constitution And let's keep the Long Beach community open and thriving for decades to come without interference. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Carrie. After Carrie will be Chris Woodward.
Hi, I'm sorry, I was meeting, I just got off work tonight. Just wanted to mention a few things. We talked about cutting. What about cutting our uniform allowance? Do I really need $400 a year for uniform allowance? Who are we hiring to wash our cars? We could just wash our own cars in 15 minutes. Or work at a pigsty. I mean, for those of you that work for the post office, do you use the internet? Do you know how it works? How come I'm Joe Schmo, how come I was able to own 90805.com, 90809.com? Who am I? Who owns the zip code? It belongs to the post office. Why doesn't the post office reclaim all of the zip codes? If you look up 90803.com, do you know who owns it? Some advertising firm that's making money through clicks. Why doesn't the post office own that? I've got a zillion other ideas. I actually think that, first of all, if you ever hear of a company saying, we're going to charge more to give you worse service, I mean, I don't know who thought that up. I'd like to know the names of the people that are making these decisions, because it does not sound like they are living in the 21st century. I'm sorry. We have the internet. And unfortunately, I lost 90809.com because Register Fly went out of business. But like I said, these zip codes are owned by a lot of different people and private people. It's not government. Someone actually said, my coworker said, well, what about 90809.gov? We could utilize that. Sure could. I'm the one that said that we should have same-day service. I put that in, an employee suggested years ago, got notified, and still sitting in the postman queue. Same-day service, what does that mean? That means that we would be giving these couriers a run for their money. Why should they get all the business? Why can't we run something across town same day and get paid for it? You take businesses that might have like It's a Grind, they have a few different locations. Have a preferred customer program. Okay, you want your styrofoam cup moved from point A to point B and you had to fire your driver, you can afford the car and the insurance, call the post office. Your preferred customer will move that for you. You don't need to wrap it up and put stamps on it because you're your preferred customer. We can also have preferred locations. If locations want to pay additional to get an extra pickup, I mean, there's so many things that we could do, but nobody's looking beyond what they've been doing for years and years. And I just question that. That's all.
Chris Woodward, after Chris Victor Jackson.
Hi, my name is Chris Woodward, and I work at the Long Beach plant. I hired in there 17 years ago, October. One thing about the Long Beach plant that has not been mentioned is that we have been a nationwide pilot program plant where many new programs that the post office itself started at Long Beach. Another thing about Long Beach, everybody that I know who left Long Beach, 90% of them came back because of where we work. They're going to a place like Long Beach. There is a core of people who care about their job and who perform above San Andreas standards, above Los Angeles standards. The only people that beat us is Hawaii. I can see they got a good job out there on the server. But if you close the Long Beach plant, you're going to lose that core. You're going to lose the people that care about their jobs and that work to run your pilot program to save the money to pay. But it's not the largest plant. We don't handle the most mail, but you can run your program. Your maintenance department there has done everything that's come across the board. There's been nothing as building mechanics that we have turned down. We haven't done everything because we don't have the tools or the experience, but we're always going to try, and everything that's given to us on our plate is done on time and in a timely fashion. So, other facilities I hear, their maintenance departments don't do near what ours does. You have a court, so the people there, you got to destroy something that's been built for 23 years or even longer. The people working the care, Dave Shapiro, and our current Dave Stowe, plant manager, who is now apparently in San Francisco area, getting per diem and his full pay, where they couldn't find somebody in San Francisco to run the office. And why is that going on? If you want to save money, why did the Postmaster General go to South Africa last month to go to a great symposium? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when this economic downturn happened, we don't do much travel anymore. You guys got different budgets than I do. I know you got way bigger cars and stuff. Still, we had to cut things out. I don't see that happening up in the upper management area. And when the money's coming in, that's fine. But the money's not there now. That's all I got.
Our next speaker is Victor Jackson.
Yes, it is.
After Victor is Marilyn Cullen.
Good evening. How you guys doing? First of all, let me just say welcome. I'm a better resident of Long Beach facility for 16 years. Excuse me, I can clean up much better than this. Just got off work not too long ago. It's been interesting comments I've heard tonight, especially from Mark Fredo has been a friend of mine for 17 years. I can assure you, I've been a community member for 17 years, and we got a new local president right now, I have a lot of confidence in him. And if anyone can be a determination, we always love the people service. We're part of service guy. It's going to take them like an alcohol, and that's going on, regular post-service itself. What keeps jumping out at me is that $16 million. The public got their opinion, Pratt got their opinion, union representatives got their opinion. That $16 million state keeps jumping out at me. I know somebody at the top put some numbers in there and question them just the way they want them to. Magic, like crystal ball. We live in a society that's, unfortunately today, that's full of greed and corruption. At the top. You can see what's going on in all the debates right now, and what's going on in Washington. Microcosm of society, really, what's going on. Everybody at the top, and not to be hypocritical, I got friends as firefighters that I was going to Coast, and I was going to California. And a lot of them making $125,000 a year. And the closest thing they've been to a fire is barbecuing and ringing their home. That's how they do. They don't want to make any concessions, they don't want to reach any compromise. Everybody wants to keep what they got, don't want to give up nothing. I never thought I would see America like this. And I was group leader on 2 or 3 for about a year. When I started at the Long Beach facility about 17 years ago, we had a color here. And we used to move about 1 million pieces of mail a day as a process, council 1 million pieces of mail. And we being the document group leader out there on 2 or 3, I saw the mail was sitting out the stand there. There was about 3 or 4 amps. And with that said, I hear a lot of my co-workers bragging about paying bills online. Bragging about how they pay bills online. I went back and forth with my wife. She runs my household. She's the boss. But I went back and forth with her for about 2 months. Then it just filled into 6 months and things into a year about paying bills online. I said, you're going against our own interest. You want to live in this big home and drive over space. You better start putting a stamp on your letter and let me take it to the mailbox. We finally reached a compromise, and I pay all of my bills. You write them out, you put a stamp on them, I take it to the mailbox. So some things, technology to me, I was talking to my mother-in-law last night. I called her about this past couple of days ago. So I've been in the morgue the last couple of days trying to keep my wife and daughter safe. My mother-in-law received, I believe, a Nook. It's basically a thing that you can download, you go rent books, and download them all. My grandparents died, they used a stove, they didn't have a microwave. Some family going to Barnes and Noble, having some coffee and reading books. You know, these Barnes and Noble and all these orders and all these big giant bookstores going out of business. And I look at that as a postal service. Why would you go against your own interest? Stop paying bills online and start, putting stamps on your letters and taking them to the mailbox. You go in Long Beach right now, we got like, if I had an estimate, about 65 mailboxes sitting in the parking lot behind the building. And the guy mentioned earlier about a couple of the people at the top didn't have a little order either. Take care of the life. That's the world we live in today. Nobody wants to give up anything. But I think Long Beach, I love Long Beach. We've always been better than Anaheim. We've always been better than Santa Ana. We don't want to admit it. We're much better than them. We was number one twice, I think, since I've been there. Long Beach employees work hard, and we good, we efficient. And Santa Ana being the headquarters, that's the only thing we're saving them. They should be first, not us. Long Beach has been better than that. I'm telling you. There's some people here I run wrong with, I'm sorry. And by the way, that's Barry Bonds. I like Barry Bonds. I think he was sentenced convicted a while ago, but he was sentenced today. He thinks he was a Dodger fan. You've seen him on the investigator. But anyway, like I said, I'm optimistic. All my co-workers seem pessimistic. I think Long Beach is staying open. I think we're going to barely hang on. I think with the grace of God, we're going to stay open. But we got to support each other, and I know it's the plant manager here getting addressed a couple of times. A couple of employees here to take their aim out, and it's like shooting messages. We all in the same game. Basically, if this place grows, it's probably going to be above the pay grade. But, it's good that you can find an authority to come out and let us know what's going on. But, I hope the records are incorrect from people. This is coming from Washington to be closed. But the last week before I leave Congress, you guys see that commercial buy, they take $5 billion from us. And over the years, they took billions of dollars from us. I think one year about 38 cents back. And saying that that's not good for us. And all this. I feel if we're not costing taxpayers any money with our services, we're constantly taking and taking, and I don't want to give back. I think any business is viable. But I love the U.S. Postal Service providers. We've been for 17 years, and I would hate to see Long Beach go. And somebody mentioned something about the letters. I don't mind dropping a letter in the mailbox on money getting that standard. As long as they honor my postmark. That's all I care about. That's all I care the way to treat it. And lastly, I don't want to drive from the Fullerton to LA. I want to go right to Long Beach. I got my truck program. They can't take too much more. My tank's too big. Thank you guys. God bless you all.